Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. Okay. I'm going to have a third go round here. Here's a batch more of books from my collapsed bookshelf saga. I think I'm making progress. I tried putting the stuff back on once and it collapsed again. And so I got some glue and I glued the pegs into place. Discovered one of the peg holes doesn't line up with the other peg holes, so it's a little off kilter. But hopefully when the glue sets, it'll help hold it better, because the pegs keep pulling out. And then later I put these back on there. So while the whole bunch of books are out, I grabbed a few more. The lighter doesn't want to stay lit. There we go. So we'll just show a few more. I'm going to start off with this one right here, from Comic Strip Showcase number 4. I don't even know what the damn publisher is featuring Captain Midnight. These are the daily comic strips. I'll probably do one on this sometime. This is from 42 and 43. Ooh, 1942 and 43. You can see, have a little idea what they look like. Oh, there's even got Hitler. Look at that. They even got Hitler in there. And then I have the Chronicles of Conan number 7. It's got some scoring on the cover here from it was rubbing on something. This is The Dweller in the Pool and Other Stories by Roy Thomas and John Buscema. This one features some of Red Sonja in here. I have several other volumes of this, but they're just not on this shelf. But there's a sample of the great John Buscema art. And after that is the Uncanny X-Men Masterworks Volume 1, featuring Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. This starts with the very first issue of the X-Men. Ooh. Yeah. And then we have an issue of this issue number 2 of Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze, second smash issue, novel-length thriller, The Hell Reapers. These were adaptations of some of the Doc Savage novels, which were, of course, originally pulp magazines back in the 30s. And who did this cover? I can't make it out. Ken Baker. Ken Baker painted that cover. And here's another one. This is also by Ken Baker. This is The Earth Wreckers. The Man of Bronze uncovers the secret of the Loch Ness Monster. And I plan to eventually do Doc Savage, cover Doc Savage in an episode. And the same goes for this, The Destroyer, based on the Destroyer series. If you remember the relatively lame movie from the mid-'80s called Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. That was based on the Destroyer series of novels, The Adventures of Remo and Chun, Remo Williams' latest opponent. And they had, in the 90s, they had a short-lived both color comic and black and white magazine of the Destroyer. Oh, and then we go back several decades. This is Savage Tales featuring Khazar, Lord of the Hidden Jungle, with Shanna the She-Devil. And I don't see the signature of the artist on this one. This is number 8. And then this one is number 10. This is Boris Vallejo cover. Yeah, everybody likes Boris. Oh, yeah. Then we have some of these over here. Asterix the Gaul. These Russian by Goskini and Uderzo. These Franco-Belgian books. And I plan on doing one of Asterix the Gaul. Maybe probably not one of these books though. But I have some more, and I just love Asterix. And here's Asterix and the Falling Sky. I don't think I read that one. Am I? Some great artwork. And then here is a graphic novel of just titled Boots by it's autobiographical stuff by Spain Rodriguez, and this is Boots number 1. Yeah, it's safe because he often has a lot of sex and stuff in his. There's an idea of some of his stuff. And I've done one on Spain before. Then here we have Marvel Comics art of Wally Wood. This has some of his. This is good. This was published. It's hardback. It was published about the time or shortly after Wally Wood had died, back in the early '80s, and they were reprinting some of the Wally Wood work. And I really didn't know him before this. Of course, I'd seen his work, but I didn't know who he was. And this has got some of the sword and sorcery fantasy stuff that he had done, as well as for Marvel, as well as Doctor Doom story that he had done. Well, I'll just leave that up there. Then come over here, and last 2 times I showed you some American Splendor. Here's some more American Splendor. This is I think it was their first compilation of this stuff. The stories by Harvey Pekar, art by Kevin Brown, Gregory Budget, R. Crumb, Gary Dumm, and Jerry Shamray. Some from Harvey Pekar's title, this self-published title. And then the graphic novel. This is from 2004, American Splendor, Our Movie Year, and the whole thing is one story, or series thereof, regarding the year that year of time when the American Splendor movie was being produced, about that same time. And hope you remember that. And here's a sample of some of the artwork in here. And then we have Volume 10 of the Complete Crumb Comics. Crumb advocates violent overthrow featuring Frosty the Snowman. I have a few volumes of that. And here's another one. I think this is the latest one I've got. The Complete Crumb, Volume 14, the early 80s and Weirdo magazine. Yeah. More inappropriate anti-heroes. Crumb. Is this anything here? Here's some of the historical stuff, so that's pretty safe. And there we go. Back to Wally Wood. But here is what we want to finish off with. Nick Carty comic strips. Yeah, and I plan on doing one on this book sometime. Nick Carty did a lot of work for DC Comics, a lot of covers in the late 60s and early 70s, but he did a lot of stories as well. But this is featuring just comic strip work that he had done. And he did the daily Tarzan strip for several months. And so that's what I was planning on covering sometime. And there's another one, Adam Pierce strip I don't know anything about. And Casey Ruggles, a Western that he had done, and some Lady Luck, and so that finishes out this round of books from my collapsed bookshelf. And there's still lots more, but I'm not going to go in. There's a lot of paperbacks and magazines, and that's just 2 shelves. I've had all these books plus more, and this also explains why they collapsed, because these books are heavy. Yeah, these are some really heavy books. So I want to thank you for joining me, and please like, share, subscribe. Share it with your other comic book friends who might like to see just a cross-section of some of the stuff. And do leave a comment. What of these books do you like best? And which might you like to see a deeper dive into? I plan on covering some of the stuff in that Wally Wood book, and I don't know what else. Of course, Asterix, but that's all. Thank you for joining me, and remember, comics are art.